Hello everyone. Well, here we are. After that loan of the SRS from English Electric Motor Co, I got a deal on their X-Demonstrator. So I only picked it up yesterday, and I didn't really enjoy the ride yesterday, to be honest, mainly because I was trying to get to know the bike, and then it rained, and then it was windy, then it didn't rain, then it rained. I don't mind if it carries on raining, but it stopped and started and it was a pain in the backside. So I thought I'd bring it out today because it's a lovely day, and I'll talk to you about what I've done to it so far. As you can see, there is a little bit of adornment. Put my stickers on. Hello. Hello. And I've got my 360 camera. Sorry about that. Okay, so the first thing I did was put the stickers on. I've also put this extra screen on. It just helps throw a little bit more wind off, because even though it's a touring type bike, it still blasts you with quite a bit of wind, but not as bad, of course, as the SRF, which didn't have any fairing whatsoever. It came with the panniers, but they stick out right out here, and the problem with that, of course, is that if I'm filtering, I normally use my mirrors and bars as a gauge, but these were sticking out that much more. I wasn't too impressed with it, so I've taken the bags off, or the panniers off, and I'm going to remove this horrible frame. I don't use panniers anyway. The ones that are on my Pan European have got stuff in that I don't use, so that's going to come off. I'm going to keep the top box on because it's quite handy, even though it doesn't look brilliant. I actually quite like this as well. Very similar to my Diavel. The bike's a belt drive. Oh, this is a little addition. I wish I'd got it on camera, but earlier on I was pulling out from a coffee shop in Derbyshire, and there were some walkers in front of me. I just went, oh sorry, and they turned around and realised it was a motorcycle. That was fun. Oh, and I've got my heated clothing. One problem that I found is that it's got the remote, the Gerbing Kai's remote for my gloves and my jacket. So that one's for the jacket, that one's for the gloves. And I did originally have it here on the handlebar in front of the, or near the screen, but it lost connection only 2 feet away because the receiver is inside my pocket. And I've got a feeling it's because of all the electricery that's going on with the dash and all the battery, etc. I think it was actually making it lose connection. So temporarily I've tie wrapped it to the handlebar, and it seems to be working fine. I've only done probably about 70-80 miles, but let's go for a little play and I'll show you what I'm thinking of it now. Ignition on, engine kill on to run, goes through its little startup procedure, and wait until there's a green circle in that corner. Bang, it's ready to go. Now, because I'm old, 55, I'm actually enjoying the lack of engine noise. And of course I do have internal combustion engine motorcycles, and if I want some noise I can go and do it, but I'm quite happy just being like on a bicycle, and all you get is the wind rush. Acceleration wise, it's just instant. It's incredible fun. Watch it, little doggy. Some riders have complained about the back brake being less than useless, but I would argue they're not using the brakes correctly, because the back brake, although it does lose a little bit of feel, actually does the job of controlling you at very slow speed. Your front brake, the main stopper, is incredibly good. The wind blast I get from this is smooth, so it's okay. But the fuel injection mapping, those of you that know me, this is just incredibly smooth. Where the tyres are concerned, it's got the Pirelli Diablos on it, and on this bike I'm not overly impressed with them, especially in the wet. It does seem to track a little bit. So when it comes to getting rid of these tyres, I will probably look for something else. So if anybody has any suggestions on some really good tyres, then feel free to comment. This is only an initial first thoughts, but yesterday, I'll be honest, I was a little bit disappointed, and that's because when you're trying to get used to a new bike and then you're having to focus on the crap weather, and with my heated clothing controller not working, it was just negative. But today it's just been fantastic. I'm not worried about the range. There are that many charging points around at the moment anyway that you don't have to worry about getting stuck. And if it comes to the absolute worst, you bring your speed down to bicycling speed, where with a petrol engine you start to worry there's nothing you can do. If it runs out, you've got to push it. With this, if it's about to run out, you go at cycling speed and it will get you somewhere. Overtake. The front wheel just lifted over a bump there. This is only in sport mode, which means it's not totally full power, but I like sport mode because it doesn't have the massive engine braking that beast mode has. So this to me is a really good balance of everything. The seat isn't quite as comfortable as I'd hoped it would be, but having said that, I get uncomfortable watching a movie in my sofa, and you know how picky I am about things. But I'm starting to get my sitting bones, as bicyclists say, so I'm getting used to the seat. Actually, it's not quite as bad as I initially thought it would be. Suspension's ever so slightly harder than I'd like it to be, but if the English Electric Motor Co haven't adjusted the suspension, according to the owner's manual, this is set up for somebody that weighs about 3 stone more than I do. But the owner's manual on this is absolutely brilliant. It tells you exactly in real simple terms how to set things up. It even talks about how to set your suspension sag, preload, rebound. It's a really good manual. I'm very impressed with it. I'm also impressed with how fast that lorry's going in front of me. He's not holding back. But the biggest things I love about this bike is this. It's like I'm on a bicycle that's incredibly quick. And that, when you've stopped, you just can't hear anything. I ought to do a whisper vlog. Hello everybody, this is Roadcraft Nottingham. Shh. So as I said earlier on, because I'm older now, I'm not really bothered about noise, and I tell you what, a lot of these cars that you're hearing with these exhausts and stuff, they just sound like trombones to me. Because I'm not 19 or 13 and I'm not impressed with things like that anymore. I'm quite happy to have what I've got now. The next upload I'll probably be talking about answering the negatives that people have about these bikes, and it's understandable. But this is only an initial, hey, I picked this up yesterday, see what I think of it upload. Feel free to like, comment and subscribe. And yes, I know that you can't warrant the price, and yes, I know you'd be worried about the range. See, I'm starting to address those problems now anyway. I just got it, part of the reason, because I just like to be different. But I'll go into that in more detail on the next upload. I'll speak to you all soon. Bye bye.